So I wanted some long dreads for my next piece. And I found these at the hair store for only $2.99 a piece. So I got some synthetic dye in order to get the gray color that I need. Got my pot out, put some water in the pot, shaking up my RIT dye, pour that dye into the water, give that the next ingredient, which I was very surprised to find out you're supposed to add dishwashing liquid to your RIT dye concoction. So we add the dishwashing liquid in there and stir that up. I actually read the instructions on this. The instructions are very, very small, so I had to get my magnifying glass out to get these instructions to be able to read them. So I read those instructions and I got my hair ready to put in. Look at that, how long those dreads are. So I dropped those in that boiling water. Once we brought it to a boil, I dropped those in and let them soak up all that good dye. Drop that first section in and we're coming with the next section. Got that in the water. Drop that right on in. I actually left that bundled up together. I thought I'd try one unbundled and one bundled just to see if they would tangle less. I don't know. I'm just experimenting with this stuff. It's my first time ever dyeing hair. I tried to dye some of this hair with Adore Me, the Adore dye. It didn't work at all. So that's what made me come up with the idea to use the synthetic dye. And take a look at that. Look how that came out, those gray dreads. That looks really good. So they were really hot. And the instructions say to bring the temperature down steadily in the wash. So we're about to get these washed, rinsed out, rinse all that extra dye out. And I'm using really, really hot water with some of my homemade detergent that I make myself here at home. That water was really, really hot, and I was trying to not burn my hands, but you see, I had to cool them fingers off and get those, get the tongs out and stir it up like that, and shake that soap into those dreads like that. So I started off with, the boiling water from the pot, and then use the really hot water from the sink, starting off to rinse them. This first rinse is going to come out. It's going to have a lot of color in it, of course. And the instructions say to keep washing it while taking the temperature down with the water until the water comes out clear. So with this, I'm using my tongs because that water's still nearly boiling hot. I'm using the cooler water this time in this rinse. So yeah, I can get my hands in there now. It's cooled off enough to where I can actually start to shake some of that color out, shake some of that dye out. That water's still really gray. Looks kind of clear on the video, but it's still really gray. There, so we're going in for that second rinse. Rinse it out again, and get that good and rinsed out. So that water came out a lot clearer that second time. So that was a good clear water at that point. So I'm just going to squeeze the water out, and take a look at that. From that 613 blonde to this beautiful gray. I actually hung them on a felt covered hanger so that they wouldn't slide off, because I know they would have slid off a plastic hanger, and hung them outside to dry on the breeze. So that's my video, making my dreads gray. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and come back for more.